Good morning and welcome to Getting My Life Together, My Shit Together, Part 2. It's the start of a new vlog. I did not do as well as I wanted to last week with getting into like a routine and getting things done. It just didn't happen. I tried, but I'm still... we've still got some work to do. So, this week we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to set myself a schedule, and I'm going to work from 9 to 5. And in those hours, I am going to do the things that I need to get done. And I'm hoping that setting that schedule will help me focus and get the things done that I need to get done in those hours, and maybe I'll get more than originally planned. So it is about 8 a.m. and I'm up much earlier than usual. I am not usually up at 8 a.m., especially on weeks that my kiddo is at his dad's house. That being said, I have about an hour to get to eat breakfast and to get ready for the day. And then first on the list of things that we're going to work on is we're going to write for a few hours, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to do some querying work on the book that I've already finished, and then we'll take our lunch, and then we will do some Instagram things. Make sure we have some content for this week. And then we'll go from there. And this is part of the problem, is that I am struggling. I'm struggling mentally and emotionally, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I don't know what I want to be doing with my life. Like, I don't know what I want to be doing as a job. I don't want to get just another customer service job that I don't feel passionate about, and I don't know if I want to be like a full-time writer, and I don't have the income to be just a full-time writer, to not get a job. But I also don't want to be like out of work for a really long time, because we also can't afford that. So I'm doing a lot of soul searching, and it's exhausting, and it's really frustrating. So I'm just, I'm struggling a little bit. And I'm hoping that maybe getting this structure can at least help a little bit with that. Because then I'll at least feel like I'm accomplishing some of the things that I wanted to accomplish in this time that I'm taking to like refocus and try and figure out what I'm doing. So that is the plan for this week, and hopefully it goes better than last week. So that's the start of the vlog. I'm going to show you what I'm reading in just a few minutes, and then I'm going to get started with my day. So my reading plans this week are to continue reading Sizzle Reel by Carlin Greenwald. I read 34 pages last week of this, so I want to finish this up. And then the next is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is one of my 24 and 2024 book picks. And then next is a new adult fantasy, To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, or at least I think this is adult. This might be YA, actually. I'm not entirely sure. But To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang. Also, this is the Illumicrate edition, so it's literally stunning. Like, just screaming. Anyway, this is the reading plans for this week. Trying to keep it light, trying to keep it fun. Fantasy, YA fantasy, sapphic rom-com. But yeah. It is 9:03 and I am sitting down to start writing this morning. Hey friends, it's been a few hours and I have gotten some writing done. I do write by hand, or I'm writing by hand this draft. So it takes me a lot longer to write by hand than it does to type, but I find I don't get as easily distracted because I can set my phone away, and where I'm writing in my room, I don't have like my laptop or anything right near me, so I can't like look anything up. So I don't get sucked into any kind of rabbit hole. But I am taking a break because I'm going to eat some lunch, and then I am going to move over there and work on some querying and transpose everything that I wrote onto the computer so that I have everything in the draft, and so then I can see exactly how many words I got written. But yeah, I'm gonna eat and then do that, and then we're gonna read, and then hopefully by the time we're all done with that, Charlotte will be getting home from her first day of work. So I'm very excited to see her. So anyway, that's that. Hi everyone. It's 5 o'clock, so it's the end of my workday. It went better than days last week. There were definitely some kinks in getting used to like setting a schedule, but I think each day is just gonna get better, so I'm very excited. Charlotte should be home soon, and yeah, I haven't done much reading yet, so I'm gonna be doing that later this evening, but I did get at least some of everything that I wanted to get done. I did do a little bit of writing, I did some Instagram things, I did some querying book things. So overall, I feel like today was a really good start to the week, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I develop this kind of schedule as I get used to it, you know? I have a hard time staying focused. So I'm gonna call today a win so far. Hey everyone, it's Tuesday. It's later on in the afternoon, but I wanted to just quickly do an update for you. I did count how many words that I wrote yesterday. It was like a little bit over 1,580, which I think was pretty good for one day of writing. I did do some writing this morning, and I did some querying work. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about Sizzle Reel by Carlin Greenwald. So I read about 100 pages last night, so now I'm on page 114, so I suppose a little bit less than 100 pages. But essentially we have Luna. She is, and I can't remember if I mentioned this already. We have Luna. She is an aspiring cinematographer, and she works as an assistant to talent manager, and the talent manager is not very nice. She gets outed as bisexual, and then this ultimately leads to her getting a job as a PA on an actress's directorial debut film. She also has a crush on this said actress. Sorry for the lighting. Valeria Sullivan. The back of the book makes it seem like this is going to be a romance between Luna and Valeria, but I don't think that that's what's going to happen. But I don't want to say anything about what I think is going to happen because of spoilers. But I'm not I'm not sure I like the direction that we're going. Alright, I just quickly wanted to talk a little bit about Sizzle Reel by Carlin Greenwald. I think I've talked a little bit about the synopsis of it. I have read about 114 pages now, and I wouldn't say I'm loving it. I wouldn't say I'm hating it. It's a really easy read. It's supposed to be a romance. I'm currently not getting like the romance vibes, especially not the romance that I was expecting based on the description at the back of the book. So I was thinking that we were going to have this romance between the actress Valeria and our main character Luna, and I'm not getting those vibes. I'm not getting anything more than potential friendship between these two characters, like a potential working relationship. I think there's actually going to be a romance with a different character, and I'm not sure that is what I've signed up for when reading this book. Based on, I was expecting something different just based on the back of the book, and if it goes the way that I think that it's going, I think the description on the back of the book has really done a disservice to the book. But I don't want to say anything, like, because I could be wrong, you know what I mean? But I would have just expected our characters to be more, I would have expected there to be some more romantic tension starting to build where we're at right now, and there's really no romantic tension building between the two characters. There's definitely tension where our main character Luna has discovered that she's bisexual, and she also has discovered that she's in love with this actress, and I kind of get that there's this feeling when you first realize that you are bisexual or attracted to the same sex when you always thought that you were straight, that first crush can feel like a lot more than what it is, and I'm wondering if that's the route that this story is going to take. But just with everything else going on, I'm not really loving it. And I also feel like this book is very Gen Z in the same way that I'm sure some books are very millennial. And as a millennial, I don't think I'm connecting with these characters in the same way that I would, just with all the different slang and the way that everything is talked about. There's like a disconnect for me, and that's not the fault of the books. So I think that maybe if you're a younger adult or a Gen Z reading this, you might enjoy it more than I am. But those are my takes so far, 114 pages in. I'm hoping that my opinion changes, but we'll find out. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday. It's almost 1 p.m. I have been working from bed today because I just didn't feel like getting up. It's also very hot outside. It's like 85 degrees out. Yesterday it was 90. I am not having a good time. I am not a summer person at best. I live perfectly in the, like, anywhere from honestly 40s to high 60s. Like, that is what I like. I do not like summer. I'm already having a hard time. But yesterday, my apartment complex sent out an email saying that the pools were open, so I might take the afternoon, like before school gets out, and go down and sit by the pool and read a little bit. I didn't do a bunch of writing yesterday. It was a weird brain day, especially with the heat. I was not in a good space. So I only wrote about 500 words, and then this morning I haven't written anything yet. I'm feeling a little frustrated. But I did spend a few hours working on queering agents for the book that I've already finished. I know I keep saying that. It just feels weird talking about one book and then querying another one. I feel like it's like self-explanatory, but for some reason I feel like I always need to like clarify that. So I think I'm going to give myself the afternoon to go sit by the pool and read. That is if I can find sunscreen in the apartment. If I can't find sunscreen, I'm not going outside. But I'll keep you posted. And then once I sit out there, because I'll probably only manage it for like an hour if I'm being honest. Once I do that, I'll come back up, I'll edit last week's vlog, and then I'll try and do some writing this evening. But already I feel like this week I've already been way more productive than last week, so I feel much better about myself in that sense, if that makes sense. I really want to finish this book today. Like, this is the main goal for today. I just really want to finish it up. So if I only bring my book to the pool and sit out and read, then hopefully I'll make a good dent in it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to stop talking about how that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go do it. So, hey everyone. So I couldn't find my bathing suit or sunscreen. So I'm not going out to the pool because I'm not just gonna sit like by the pool and not be able to go in the pool. And I'm also not going to risk getting sunburned because as uncomfortable as I am in the heat, it would only be exacerbated by a sunburn. And also it's just not good for your skin to go outside without any sunscreen. So I'm not doing it. So I'm gonna work on editing last week's vlog, and then I am going to do some writing. That's what I'm gonna do. Or maybe I'll play some Baldur's Gate. It's been a while since I've played Baldur's Gate. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning and I really quick want to talk about Sizzle Reel by Carlin Greenwald. I read this, I finished it last night and I should have DNF'd it. I gave it 2 stars. This book felt like a queer book written for straight people, and as a queer person I don't like that vibe. Like, that's not what I'm looking for when I read a book about queer people. The queer representation for bisexuality and lesbians felt honestly kind of homophobic. There was so much internalized homophobia and biphobia that our main character like forces onto herself for absolutely no reason. Like, she's surrounded by friends who support her. She immediately gets into a quote unquote relationship with another woman who is supposedly super supportive of the queer community, who is also part of the queer community. She also has like such rigid heteronormative ideas of what sex is and what virginity is that none of the other characters share in the book, which was a little wild because I also don't know if that is an idea that's coming back for Gen Z young adults. Like, it seems completely opposite to everything that I've seen or experienced in my real life about how people view virginity. It didn't make any sense to me, and she focuses so much on her idea of virginity and losing her virginity that she literally self-sabotages every aspect of her professional career. Like, it was so embarrassing to read. The characters were all so two-dimensional. They had no real character arcs or development. Valeria was one of the most developed characters. And even that, like, the idea, and this is kind of spoilers, but the idea that she's not allowed to be out as a leading lady is just so wildly inaccurate from everything that I've seen. I mean, you have like Kristen Stewart, who, yes, she's she does a lot more like indie films, but she's a very successful actress. There are like, there are so many incredible lesbian and bisexual icons in Hollywood. I'm just thinking of Kristen Stewart because she's my celebrity crush. That it doesn't make any sense that Valeria wouldn't be able to come out and that her whole team would drop her. Like, and sorry for spoilers again, but like, the Hollywood and this like job that Juno starts with is so comically evil that it's just like laughable. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. And it was so obvious at the beginning of the book where it was going, but we literally spent up until like the last 50 pages thinking that the romance, or being led to believe that the romance was actually between Valeria and Luna, and it's not. And it was an attempt at a love triangle, and it failed so hard. Like, it was one of my least favorite examples of a love triangle. Like, I really should have DNF'd the book, but by the time I realized that maybe I should have DNF'd the book, I was already too far in, and I just like, it was like a train wreck that I couldn't look away from. I think this book would have been much better suited for a older YA, maybe set in college, where she's discovering her sexuality without the intimate scenes, and I think that the book would have been better suited. Like, if the author had rewritten it as a YA novel without the intimate scenes and without with the characters just a little bit younger, I think it would have been 10 times better as a YA novel. The intimate scenes were uncomfortable and not sexy at all. I didn't like them. But yeah, anyway, that was Sizzle Reel. Embarrassing. So next up, we are going to start An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. So hopefully this does me better than Sizzle Reel does. But with that being said, I am going to do some work. And yeah, that's the update. Sorry, it wasn't a good one. I was doing sprints with Chandler on for her Patreon, but then Midnight came over and said, "No, you're done." I've also decided to add another POV character, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it just felt right in the moment. What do you think? Do you approve? Hey everyone, it is Friday. It is noon. I spent the morning with Charlotte because she didn't have to go into work till this evening, but I am sitting down to do some reading of An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Yesterday I read just over 50 pages of it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Essentially we have, I feel like I don't have to describe the plot of this book because this was a BookTube darling when it came out. And up until the last book was released. But essentially we have Leia, and she is from a people who are being oppressed by this kind of militaristic empire. And her brother is arrested for treason, and she tries to find this rebel group to try and save him from whatever fate he is about to meet now that he's in the hands of the Empire. And then our other main character, what is his name? Elias. He is he is just about to graduate from this military school, like the highest military school and the highest rank that he can be from this military school. But he is like their biggest dissenter. Like, he does not agree with anything that they're doing. And he's trying to escape. And eventually the two will meet and our story will take off from there. But I'm not there yet. I have not finished part 1 yet. I am really enjoying it. I'm interested to see where our two main characters are going to go. It definitely has writing of that would be expected, like, from this time period. So I think, honestly, it's a little bit clunky. It's not like... It's very much like I'm going to tell you and not show you kind of vibe, but I am really enjoying it. I don't really mind that kind of writing, especially in like a YA book from this specific time period. And as long as like I really like the characters, I generally do not have a problem with that kind of writing. So I'm very excited to keep reading, because even that being said about the writing, I didn't want to put it down. The only reason I put it down yesterday was because I had to go pick up the kiddo from school. So I have really high hopes for this, and I'm hoping I really love it. I'm really excited to see where the characters go. I think both of them have a lot of room to grow, but I'm especially excited to see Leia's growth, because from what I understand, she becomes kind of badass, and I'm really excited for that. So I am going to read for a little bit because my plan today is actually to get out of the house for a little bit. I think I'm going to go to Panera and work in the cafe and hope they have like the AC turned on, because the last few times I tried to work at Barnes & Noble, which I do genuinely really enjoy working in their cafe, it was so hot, it was unbearable. So I don't really want to go there, but I do feel like I need to get out of the house, like, for my mental health. So the plan is to go to Panera, and I'm going to do like all my work for the day at Panera. I'm just going to sit, maybe get like a snack, and I keep forgetting to cancel my Sips Club membership so I can get like a new free drink like every 2 hours or something like that. So I'll just sit there and work for the day. My AC just kicked on, so that's my cue to wrap this update up. But yeah, I'll check in later. Bye. Hey everyone, it is much later. It is 7:30, like on the dot, and I am home now. I'm about to eat some dinner and watch some Gossip Girl because I restarted Gossip Girl. I just was in the mood for it. But I did make quite a dent in An Ember in the Ashes. I'm on page 183. So we are now in part 2, which is the trials. So we have moved on to these things called the trials, which is to determine who is going to be the new emperor, because the immortal beings of this world, I guess, have basically said that the current emperor's line is going to fail, so they need to choose a new emperor. But to choose a new emperor, they have to go through these trials, and our main character Elias is having to go through these trials, obviously. And Leia has come to this military school to be an enslaved person to the commander of this school, and she's not having a good time. I am really enjoying Leia's character. We have Elias, who's kind of a Mary Sue, in that we know that he is like the best that this school has to offer, but we aren't really seeing that yet, and I'm hoping that through these trials we will get to see more of that. But with Leia, we know that I don't want to use the word coward, hold on. I don't want to use the word coward because I don't think that's the right word, because she has agreed to be put in this position that is very dangerous and very scary, but this was never something that she wanted to do, and we see her really struggling with that. And I really like that for our main female character, because I feel like so often in these in YA novels, like, our main character is either very, very good at what they do, or they very quickly become good at what they do. And we're 40% of the way into the book so far, and Leia is still really struggling. If she was given the chance to fight or flight, she would flight. Like, she would run. And I think that's really interesting for a female main character, especially one that I've heard really comes into her own and develops. It means that she has a lot of growth available to her. And I'm really interested to see, like, how long that growth takes. And, I'm really interested to see Leia's character growth and her character arc, because I think she's really fascinating. I'm really liking her as a character. Also, the book is really, really good. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. I wouldn't say, again, it's the best YA novel that I've ever read, but it is a much older YA title, and it's, written exactly like how I remember other YA titles from the time period being written, so I'm not holding that against it. I'm just having a really good time with it. I also did get some good writing done today. I surpassed the 10,000 word mark, which is about 10% of the way through of the total word count that I'm aiming for this rough draft. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I wrote some stuff that I was really proud of and really pleased with, especially since I wasn't really sure about how many point of view characters we were going to have. But I added this third character, and I'm really happy with how that chapter came out. It allowed me to do some stuff that I wasn't really sure how I was going to get to talk about in a way. But I want you to know, with everything, I won't let this go. Good morning. It's Saturday and we have a pretty busy day today. Charlotte is off work and she just walked downstairs to get our breakfast. We got bagels delivered and I'm very excited for them. And then once we eat and once our laundry is finished drying, we are going out for the day. I'm so sorry, midnight. But it's going to be a really fun one because we are going to Barnes & Noble, to the big one, which I'm very excited for. And then we are going, look, she's arrived with our bagels. And then after Barnes & Noble, we're gonna maybe get dinner, and then we bought tickets to see Mad Max Furiosa, and I'm so excited. Mad Max Fury Road is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So I am very much looking forward to Mad Max Furiosa because it's Mad Max. Although I don't like the originals. They're too rapey.
I mean, I think that's part of what made the new one special.
Yeah.
You got all the cool
of
an 80s action movie
without any of the
sexual violence against women.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it was implied. It was implied, but you didn't actually have to watch any of the sexual violence against women, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that very much. Also, it has Anya Taylor-Joy in it, so it quite literally cannot be a bad movie. So I'm gonna eat my bagel. So we just got home from Furiosa. 10 out of 10. Impeccable movie. Perfect movie. Absolutely stunning. I have so many thoughts. And I'll talk more about it probably tomorrow because Mad Max Fury Road was hyperfixation for me. And I think that hyperfixation is coming back. Anya Taylor-Joy was perfect as Furiosa. She really nailed it. I would 100% believe that they were played by the same people. Chris Hemsworth, I was a little nervous about because I've only seen him in like Marvel movies where he's playing the hero. He was absolutely stunning. Just, oh my god, it was perfection. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I'm gonna have to watch Mad Max Fury Road again. I might have to do that tomorrow. Hey everyone, it's Sunday, it's the evening. It is, I think, almost 6 o'clock, and I know I didn't check in with you at all earlier today, but it was because I accidentally slept in longer than I meant to and was almost late for brunch plans that I had today, but I wasn't late. Thank God, I was the first one there. And I spent a few hours just catching up with some of my friends that I haven't seen in a while, which was very nice. It was a nice way to end the week because I was having a pretty bad mental health week. But I'm home now. I've showered. I've washed my hair. It needed it. And I think I'm in for the night, to be honest. We got invited to have dinner at a Mexican place. I'm not sure if Charlotte's gonna be in the mood for that. And I haven't heard from her because she's working. So we might go do that, but I have a feeling we're gonna be in for the night. I did some cleaning in the kitchen and the bathroom, but now I'm stealing one of the Boy Child snacks, and I'm gonna eat one of these bluey fruit snacks, and I'm gonna post up on the couch with an ember in the ashes. And I am gonna try and read as much as I can in this today. I was hoping that I would maybe finish it, but if I'm being honest, just with the time, I don't think I'm going to. I was at brunch a lot longer than I expected to be. But yeah, that's my update. I'm literally loving this so much. Yesterday at Barnes & Noble, I don't think I actually did a haul yet, but Charlotte did pick up a few books for me because of the Memorial Day sale, and I picked up A Torch Against the Night for one of them so that I can keep reading in this series because I'm having such a fun time. But anyway, that's all. That's my check-in. I'm gonna eat my bluey snacks and read, and I'll maybe check in later. Editing Hannah here to do a wrap up because I forgot to film one. So I did this past week manage to read Sizzle Reel, which was not the best. I gave this 2 stars. I'm not going to talk too much more about it because I think I said everything I needed to say. This wasn't my favorite, but I do think it will work for some people. It just didn't work for me. And then I managed to read just under 300 pages in An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and I really, really loved this one. I'm literally obsessed. I can't wait to keep reading it. Everything that I gushed about, I continue to love. Future Hannah has finished it and really did love it, but you'll have to watch next week's vlog to get the rating. But anyway, we had a really good week. We did also end up going to get dinner with our friends Sunday, which is why I didn't check back in. So it was overall a pretty good week. And it was a relatively good reading week. So that's the end of the vlog, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!